the clash of Lions, iFly Leon, what, 2 weeks ago now, is it? Is it the weekend yet? Yeah, it is almost. It is a weekend. It was 2 weeks ago.
It was indeed.
So, Guns and Waffles, Colin Cameron, Troy and Fred against Nemesis, these two amazing teams from Poland and Singapore. Game on, Dommy, game on. Same draw that we just had.
Same draw indeed.
So the fastest we saw on this first flight was 78.7, as a rough idea. The first flight we had.
Yes, but overall, the fastest one was 63 from the Vengadores. And so that's going to be interesting to see what Nemesis is doing on this round, because on paper, there should be the one battling them in the finals. So let's see if they can be faster than that.
But the two flights are not the same draw, are they?
What we're watching now is the same draw that the one we just saw before.
And the two flights, are they the same?
Yes, they were the same.
Ah, okay. Twice for the same draw.
Ooh, a little bust here and a bit of a confusion. Wow, they're going to have to pick it back up when flyers went into the wrong orientation, and that's one of those situations where it's a little bit complicated to know where to pick it back up. They decide to take it back from the snake. That's going to make them lose quite a lot of time this beginning, having to go back into it. Oh, and then same confusion here. Went into the wrong orientation, but they are picking it back up a little bit quicker now. That's what we were talking about earlier. Those teams that just flew into the round from the battle from 5th to 8th in two-way, so quite a lot of different rounds to keep in their mind.
Yeah.
Now they are being thrown into the four-way, which they haven't trained very much as a team, and well, it makes it way more complicated to remember everything.
Out the door they go. Final time, including the stoppages, 109.07.
Cameron pointing, saying, "I'm sorry, that was me. I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Big smiles about it. Interesting team dynamic now. Ishan, Kira, and Josh, and Onjay.
Amazing team. I think originally formed looking at the Sakura Cup, but they ended up deciding to only compete in speed rounds. So they did the Clash of Lion and the Win Games. Full disclosure here, Anna and I are trying to steal Kira in next round for a four-way team. Beautiful head down 360 here, keeping it low, keeping it fast, keeping it on heading.
Chasing the 109.07 by the Guns and Waffles. 2 penalties there, 10 seconds added. It's a big, big target for them to hit.
Yeah, that should be on paper an easy one for them. Because not only the team prior had 2 busts, but also got lost slightly, which always takes up a few seconds to get back on track. So this should be a fairly easy one for the Nemesis guys.
As a guide, the Vengadores did a 6-3 Oh, was that a bust?
That was a bust, Regan. That shouldn't be too big of a big deal for them, but definitely they cannot do too much of those.
No. I suppose if they're going to do it anytime, it's now, as they're against the Guns and Waffles. Get that cleaned up before the final 1, 2, 3, 4 out the door.
You know what? Completely my bag. I misunderstood your question earlier. We're definitely looking at the 78 from the previous round.
Yeah, it's a different flight for the second flight, isn't it?
It
it's
is.
a different draw. So the best we've seen so far on that was 78.727 by the Vengadores. And Nemesis had just put down a 76.133, but they had a penalty there as well, Dom. So just as an example of what we might be looking for towards the final, it's looking like Nemesis have got that speed in the bag right now.
Yes, they
Can all
do.
change, of course, just a bit of a glimpse behind the curtain of what to expect in the final.
The boys are laughing it out. Going for it on the next one, probably aiming to remember the draw.
So this is faster flight.
Signing here, Colin. So the fastest round we had on the previous one was a 63.875 from the Windor Vengadores. Looking much better for the boys on this one. Fast, clean. Getting into their final page. A nice transition, making sure they are in a head-up orientation before crossing the sideline. And they are almost down. Clean round, they're going to be happy with this, with a total time of 70.824. They're jumping in each other's arm. They're so stoked. They completely remember that one right.
Yeah, just outside what the fighters did with a 79.575 a few moments ago, but the Vengadores came back with a 63.875. So that's not connected to this fight we're watching now. It's just an idea of what to expect from Nemesis. So the Vengadores into the final. Somebody from this fight is going into the final as an example of what's been put down. 63.8 is the fastest time we've seen, but they've just got to beat 70.824 to get into the final on this particular flight.
Double checking here something, double loop. Smiles and focus. Josh cleaning up his visor.
And they're in.
Look at the speed of those transition ring, and lots of energy, lots of efficiency in this flying.
It really is. It's just the head up to the head down transition. I can't believe how fast it is.
Staying really close to the ring here, barely clearing it above, throwing those 360s, and this is how you keep a clean, fast round.
70.824 is the target. They're going to be well inside that to keep it clean like this. Domi, the fastest we've seen anybody fly this particular routine in the last half an hour was 63.875 by the Vengadores.
Ooh, that's going to be close. They are down. They just need to get out of the tunnel now.
Ah, interesting.
That's a final score of 63.973 when we had 0.875. So extremely close, but slightly slower than the Vengadores on that one.
So just looking at the final there, what might happen. So that fight we just had between Guns N' Ruffles and Nemesis. Guns N' Ruffles with a 70.824, not a bad time, quite good. But then 7 seconds faster was Nemesis. But Domi's just saying there, looking at who they expected to face in the final, the Vengadores with a 63.875, and they just come back just a 1/100th of a second slower. It just looked like a little bit something on the exit.
Well, a little bit slower on the exit maybe, and also keep in mind that because they are battling against a team that's definitely not as fast as them, the pressure is not the same.
Yeah.
So if they were right now up against the Vengadores, who are their big opponent on this competition, they would probably have flown it slightly differently.
Right.
You don't fly every round the same way depending on who you're up against.
So first round Nemesis, of course, as we expect it to be, with a 25 seconds lead.
And the second round as well. So with 2 victory out of those 2 battles, Nemesis moves up to the finals, and the Guns and Waffle will move up for the little final, battling for the 3rd place against the Windor Fighters.
Well done. So the big story right now is the final of 4-way speed is in place. It's going to be Nemesis battling against Windows Vengadores. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.